The Indian Air Force is one step closer to acquiring as much as 114 new Rafale aircraft in what will be a landmark defence deal. The biggest in India for sure, 2 lakh crores is the rough estimate, but certainly one of the biggest deals in the world. Now these Rafales would likely be built in India itself. The proposal has moved from the Air Force, which was looking at this entire process, and to the Ministry of Defence, which now needs to act on it. Shiv, we've been, and the Air Force has been looking at the acquisition of 114 new Rafale aircraft for several years. Do you believe that that process has now picked up pace, particularly after Op Sindoor?
Vishnu, you're right. This has been a requirement for over a decade now, if not more. And the Indian Air Force, I think, has galvanized its decision to confirm the Rafale fighter, which has not only proven itself in Operation Sindoor, but the Indian Air Force also sees that it has very little elbow room or time to waste in deciding on what other fighter to buy. It also makes eminent sense because 36 Rafales already exist in the Indian Air Force's inventory in 2 squadrons, with at least 2 more squadrons coming into the Indian Navy, and therefore it makes no sense at all for the Indian Air Force to look for another fighter. So the 114 fighters, a statement of case, has been moved to the Ministry of Defence. It's going to be interesting to see how this pans out, Vishnu, because 114 is a large number. The Indian Air Force, in its statement of case, wants all of these fighters to be built here in India. That is going to be a complicated and ambitious exercise, as we know, because it is no small feat to build, a facility entirely from scratch, to build, a largely made-in-India Rafale on site. But this could be seen as the first step towards that. The Indian Air Force knows that it has very little time to waste in terms of shoring up those squadron numbers, and 114 Rafales would go quite a distance in addressing those dwindling squadron numbers. There are many other legacy fighters which are retiring very soon, over the next few months and years, in fact, and therefore these aircraft are actually required quite urgently. And as you rightly said, Vishnu, as the last point, Operation Sindoor saw the use of Rafales in anger, in combat, for the first time from the Indian Air Force, and they did so in very, very effective measure. They were the aircraft that fired many of the missiles that destroyed facilities and air bases across Pakistan, and therefore that has in many ways confirmed the Indian Air Force in what it has always wanted to do with the Rafale.
Right. We leave it there, Shiv. It's a big step. It possibly means that the other competitors from Boeing, Lockheed Martin, the Russians, Sukhoi, possibly the MiG-35, if it was still in the race, they're out, is what this essentially means, and the Gripen from Sweden as well. We're going to leave it over there. You've been watching Left, Right and Centre. We'll take a short break, come back with a lot more on NDTV.